Hi there, welcome to Holistic Health with Joni. Wow, what a summer. It's been quite a year, quite a couple years, and feeling the need to voice some things for the first time in a couple months. At this point, I hope more and more people are becoming aware that we really have moved into a massive shift that we've seen coming for many years. We're no longer on the brink of radical change. We are fully in the midst of radical sociopolitical polarization, including public health. Within my work, I speak on holistic health ad nauseum, which for me includes public health. Public health is currently at the forefront now. It was already in crisis. Now we just happen to globally be focused on the exact same crisis, one of many. Holistic means of the whole. So we can look at the whole of the universe and other universes, and then chunk that down to just our universe, just our solar system, just our planet, just our country, just our state, just our city, just our business, just our school, just our own family, and just our own human experience, which includes the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual realms of our own individual experience, if you will, and on and on. Holistic health is an all-encompassing term on literally every level, which can seem overwhelming. But when we break it down and chunk it down, we can begin with ourselves. The way we take care of ourselves or don't is directly related to the other, to all of the others, to the other humans, animals, plants, every part of the earth itself, because everything is connected. So when we begin to zoom in on ourselves and face our own thoughts, feelings, emotions, we can begin to shift how we are with ourselves, which in turn affects how we are with others, how we are being. It also ironically allows us to zoom out and truly see the bigger picture, the lay of the land, how every single thought or action also affects another. This in turn allows us to put ourselves in another's shoes, as they say. When we are truly able to do this, this is when we see shift happen. I'm not saying it's the easy path. There will absolutely be strife and hardship in the process, but this is the only way forward. With the inability to do this, we're stuck. We become stuck. We stay stuck. We stay stuck in ourselves. We can't see past ourselves. We can't evolve past our needy, greedy little selves. We are not sovereign. We trap other people, consciously or unconsciously, into our sphere so that they can't leave us, so that they don't leave us, so that they won't leave us, because it would be too hard or too much trouble or whatever. But in actuality, that will become miserable for them and for you, for us. Everyone deserves the right to be seen and heard and fully express themselves. Keeping anyone in our sphere for our own selfish reasons only keeps them down. They are in complete devotion to the other without having any time for themselves, any time for their friends, any time for their wants, dreams, desires, their full expressions of who they are. Sounds like slavery to me. And of course, this is on them too. If they choose to not have time for their own friends, their own ideas, their own art, their own commitment to their own health, for that matter, their own expression, because, well, one huge pattern I keep witnessing over and over around me is because they're being paid, literally, overtly or covertly, to stick around. Then that's on them as much as on any of us. It goes both ways. I guess this is just a friendly reminder, call it a PSA, to get sovereign and to stay that way. This is not to say that we can't have interdependent relations with others. This isn't to say we shouldn't be able to depend on others during times of severe loss, grief, or trauma, because we absolutely should be able to do that. But when we give our power away, which happens in oh so many ways, When we put all of our eggs in one basket, one person, one relationship, one family, one business, especially if it's someone else's passion or business, that giving away of our power might feel safe and secure at the time, but ultimately it's all smoke and mirrors. Times like these are proving exactly that. No one should ever be your human ATM machine. No one should ever be responsible for you if you are a grown-up who has been given every opportunity to thrive in this world. Which I say with full acknowledgement that a few months after COVID began here in the US, many people have had to lean into family or friends for support. I'm speaking to this in general and really in evolving into the future once we all stabilize into this new normal a bit more. When that will be, we don't know. I think a few years it will take to really see the light of what we're definitely in the midst of at this moment, but another topic. But don't get me wrong, it's not easy, and that's a whole other conversation as well in terms of gender, race, socioeconomics, etc. To get sovereign is certainly easier for some than others, but it is possible. It really is, and it might take forever. I mean, it could take until you're 50. It could take until you're 55. It depends on your makeup, your mechanics, your energetics, and the amount of self-work or not that we're all stepping into. And at the same time, if we don't use our voices and just sit back and expect others to put a roof over our heads, pay our tabs, bring in the business, and just sit on the backside and do the operations or what have you of a business. Even just teach us versus digging into the interwebs and teaching ourselves and learning and doing that work. I mean, sure, that's a lot easier and a lot more comfortable to just let other people tell us what they learned. But is that sovereign? Is that learning for yourself? Is that using your own brain to read and form your own opinion? That too, expecting someone else to do the work and teach us what they've learned, that's also giving our power away. And if we give our power away, we don't have the right to complain or point the finger or blame. So it's up to us to stand up for our rights and use our voices. But we can't do that and sit back and reap the benefits of another's work and commitment and discipline for many reasons, but also because that is out of integrity. And with this paradigm shift, we are all witnessing this beginning of the fall of those who are living out of integrity. I mean, we're literally seeing it happen before our eyes. So we need you. And we need you now. And yeah, there will be conflict and strife when we take a stand. But if we can't do conflict, then we can't do life. If you care at all about yourself, your family, your friends, if you care at all about being seen and heard and taken seriously in this world, you must first get into integrity with yourself for yourself. And I say this for myself as much as for anyone else. I'm not here to preach as though I'm an exception. I'm right here in the trenches with anyone else who's willing to be face down in the dirt and taking it on the chin. This is shadow work, and most people don't like to hear that, much less step into it because it's freaking hard. But we cannot help another, support another, or live in a holistic manner without doing so. We can't stay in love and light without doing so. That is considered spiritual bypassing. And the more light we live in, the more shadow there will be. And so we have to step into our own truth and our own integrity and our own power and able to stay centered through all of it. It's a lot. We're all dealing with a lot right now. So keep going. Just like the last video here where I left off a few months ago, keep doing the hard thing. Keep eating your vegetables. Keep moving your body every single day. Keep learning. Keep using your brain. Find a way to use your voice. Write, sing, whatever it might be. find a way to speak up and continue to do so. And with all of that, take rest, because right now, we need the rest now more than ever. Forget the algorithms on your social channels and buying followers and all the BS. Get off of that hamster wheel and take rest too. These times are pretty wild, and we just also need to take rest. This is balance. This is living in holistic integrity. And then just like skateboarding or yoga or any other practice that leads to any sort of success of any kind, we fall off and we take a reprieve to rest and reset, and then we get back up. Without being hard on ourselves, without beating ourselves up about it, we just come back to our breath and we ride again. This is it. This is your one big life. This is the time, if there ever was one. With the acknowledgement of the great loss and great trauma of this time, we are so lucky to be alive right now and to witness this great awakening, this great change, this amazing shift. We have to reframe it. We'll all be walking through this shadow together, because that's the only way to step into our light. If you'd like to book a session with me or take a look at your overall holistic health, please contact me via my website linked below. Thank you, and have a beautiful week.